Hello students, welcome to our online platform. Myself Engineer PP sir, your physics mentor. Students, in previous lecture we discussed about diodes and different type of diodes and questions based on them. So in today's lecture we are going to start our new topic, which is transistor. So let us start with transistor. What is a transistor and how does it work? So transistor is simply made of p-type semiconductor and n-type semiconductor. In simple words, we can say that transistor is made of semiconducting diodes, or in other words, we can say that it is made of semiconductors in such a way that between two similar type of semiconductors, opposite nature of semiconductor is sandwiched. So in simple way, we can say that if we consider two p-type semiconductors, then n-type is sandwiched between them, or if we consider n-type semiconductor, then between two n-type semiconductors, opposite nature of semiconductor means p-type is sandwiched. So in such a way a transistor is formed. It's simple procedure. If we talk about a transistor, then we can clearly say that there are three terminals in a transistor. Each terminal is associated with a semiconductor, one with P, with N, and another with P. So this first section is known as emitter. It is known as emitter, represented by E. Middle one is known as base, and last one is known as collector. So there are basically three parts of a transistor: emitter, base, and collector. Emitter, base, and collector. So if we talk about emitter, then it is defined by its name itself, that emitter part of a transistor, it is simply used to emit charge carriers. So it emits charge carriers. Base, so base is smallest part or smallest region in a transistor, which simply provides interaction between emitter and collector. So it provides interaction, while collector region is used to collect the charge carriers. It is used to collect charge carriers. So these are three main parts of a transistor. So their symbols are like this, or we can say in this way. So here let us draw three parts, enclose them. If we say one part as base, one part as collector, and one part as emitter, then in case of NPN, so if this type of transistor is known as PNP and this type of transistor is known as NPN. So transistors are of two types, PNP and NPN. If we draw their symbols in this way, then in case of NPN, this region is P, this region is N, and this region is again P. So here we decide its direction of current as P2N. P2N in case of PNP. So direction is from P to N, means emitter to base, and in case of NPN, so this is base, this is collector, and this is emitter. So if we talk about NPN transistor, then in NPN its direction of current is outwards, means from base to emitter, or you can say from P to N region. So this is the concept of its schematic diagram. In normal operation, base emitter is forward bias. So if we talk about operation of a transistor, then EB means emitter base region. So emitter base region is in forward bias, while collector base region is simply reverse biased. So it is in case of normal operation of a transistor. So in normal operation of transistor, base emitter is forward biased and collector base junction is reverse biased. So this is normal operation. Now if we talk about working of a transistor, then in both transistor, emitter base junction is forward bias and collector base is reverse bias. So let us talk about its working. So here we have connected NPN transistor in a circuit, which is this AND region is connected with negative terminal and this P region is connected with positive, because it is emitter base region. So it is in forward bias, while in collector base region this is N. So N is connected with positive and P is connected with negative, as it is in reverse bias. So this portion is in forward bias and this portion is in reverse bias. So here we can see, let us say that as it is connected with negative terminal, it means here outside the end region there is excess of negative charge. So due to this negative charge, free electrons of end region are repelled and they move towards the P region. They move towards the P region. So when these electrons passes through P region, then in P region there are holes in excess. There are holes in excess. So they capture any electron or any this negative charge in P region. So due to that, a deficiency of negative charge is created and simply a deficiency of positive charge or hole is created in P region. So due to deficiency of positive charge, a positive charge travels from terminal of cell and a current is established from cell to P region or cell to base region. This current is known as IB. So this current is IB. B means base current. Similarly, a negative charge travels towards the end region. Hence, in this direction, due to motion of this negative charge, flow of current established in opposite direction of motion of charge. It means from emitter to cell. So in this direction, current I is established. In the same concept, we can say again here is excess of positive charge outside the end region. So electrons of this end region moves towards the positive charge. Hence, in this situation, when any one electron is captured in this section, then again a current is established, which is IB, and it is from positive to end region or collector region. So in this way operates NPN transistor, and similar type of operation is in PNP transistor. So in PNP transistor, what happens? Again, we have to keep in mind that this emitter base region is in forward bias and this collector base region is in reverse bias. So here we connect, this is again PNP transistor. Sorry, it is PNP transistor. So in PNP transistor, this P type is connected with positive terminal and this base region is connected with negative. Similarly, here collector region is connected with negative and base region again is connected with positive. So this is in forward bias and this is in reverse bias. So in this section also, this is connected with positive terminal. So there is excess of positive charge outside the P region. Again, due to repulsion of this positive charge, these holes of P region moves towards the end region, and as we know that there are excess electrons in end region, so any one hole is captured by negative charge or free electron of end region, then deficiency of electron is created in end region in base region, which is filled by having a negative charge from cell. In this situation, a current is established in opposite direction of motion of negative charge. So this is the direction of current IB. At the same time, a positive charge also travels from cell to P region, hence a current is established, which is IE. And similarly, in the reverse bias, in the CB junction also a current IC is established. So in both the situations, either it is PNP transistors operation or NPN transistors operation, if we apply KCL, Kirchhoff current law, so if we apply KCL, then we can clearly see, if we talk about NPN, then here IE current is outwards and IB and IC currents are inwards. So it is IC. IB and IC currents are inwards. So we can say that total incoming current is equal to total outgoing current. So IB plus IC. So IE is equal to IB plus IC, means total current of emitter section is equal to total base current plus total collector current. Similarly, in PNP also it can be verified. So either it is NPN or PNP transistor, in both the situations this relation is correct. IE is equal to IB plus IC. So it is the simple working of a transistor. Now let us talk about features. So in this section, 50% emitter electrons combine with the holes in the base region, resulting in a small base current. Only 5%. So if we talk about recombination of electron and hole in middle section, so almost we can say that 5% charge carriers of opposite nature are recombined in middle section in base region, and 95%, almost 95% charge carriers are collected at collector section. It means base current is very poor. IB is very poor, it is very small. So if we say that 1 ampere current is flowing from base from emitter region, then its 5% is in base region and 95% is in collector region. So either it is PNP or NPN, in both the situations this concept is correct. So IE is always greater than IC. IE is always greater than IC. So if we talk about, now see, in a transistor circuit, the reverse bias is high as compared to the forward bias, so that it may exert a large attractive force on the charge carriers to enter the collector region. So this is the concept. Now see, another type of MCQ pattern if we discuss, then we can say that concentration, if we talk about concentration, then concentration of emitter region is high than collector region, and if we talk about size, then size of collector is larger than emitter region. So concentration of emitter region is high and size of collector region is high, keep in mind. Similarly, let us talk about characteristics of a transistors. So what are the characteristics of transistor? A transistor can be connected in a circuit in the following three different ways. So a transistor can be operated in any electric or electronic circuit in three ways. One is common base configuration, if base is kept common, if emitter is common, CE configuration, and if collector is common, CC configuration. So any transistor, either it is NPN or PNP, can be operated in three ways: common base, common emitter, and common collector. So let us talk about CB characteristics, common base characteristics. So the graphs between voltage and currents when base of transistor is common to input and output circuits are known as CB characteristics. So as we have seen that in this section base is kept common. So let us see its diagram. So here in its circuit diagram we can clearly see that base is common to input and output. In input circuit emitter is there and in output circuit collector is there. Input circuit is kept in forward bias. So we can see, if we talk about PNP transistor, then in case of PNP transistor, this is P, base is N, and collector is also P. So P region is connected with positive terminal of cell as it is in forward bias, while in case of output circuit, this P region is connected with negative terminal of cell, because it is in reverse bias. If we talk about voltage or potential drop in input circuit, then as we know that emitter and base are connected, so potential across the ends of emitter and base is known as VEB, which is known as input voltage, while output is obtained at the ends of collector and base. So here output voltage is VCB, and this output voltage is acquired at the ends of a load. So here load resistance is connected as RL. This base section, whatever portion of a transistor we keep common is simply grounded. So this is the circuit diagram of a transistor in common base configuration. Now let us talk about their characteristics, how characteristics are plotted in input and output manner. So here we can see that we plot a graph in IE, input current and input voltage. So input characteristic curves, this graph represents input characteristic curve. Input characteristic curve. Input characteristic curve is plotted between input current and input voltage, and in this situation output voltage is constant. Output voltage is constant in case of input characteristics. While when we plot output characteristics, this is simply output characteristics. So in case of output characteristics, graph is plotted between output current and output voltage, and input current is constant. Input current is constant. Either it is CB configuration, CE configuration or CC configuration. In all the configurations of a transistor, this is the simple concept of plotting input and output characteristics. So keep in mind, when input characteristics are plotted, then output voltage is constant, and when output characteristics are plotted, then input current is constant. So this is the simple phenomena of plotting input and output characteristics. So here we can see their graphs. Now let us talk about CE configuration. So in CE configuration, common emitter configuration, here we can see that emitter region is kept common. So we can see now emitter is constant and base is in input and collector is in output. Again, we have to keep it in forward bias in input circuit and reverse bias in output circuit. Again, I am plotting here it for PNP transistor. It means again this is P region, emitter is N, this is P. So here we are plotting with for P and P. So P and P means emitter is P, base is N and collector is P. Keep in mind. So here it is base is connected with N. So we have to connect it in forward bias. So N should be connected with negative terminal of cell. Similarly, here collector region is kept in reverse bias. So it is P. So P should be connected with negative terminal again. So output is obtained at load resistance. So load has been connected. Now in this situation again input is between base and emitter. So input voltage is VEB, while output is obtained between collector and emitter. So output voltage is VCE. So in this situation, if we plot characteristic curves, then input characteristics curves are plotted between input current IB, here input current is IB and between VEB. So it is IB and VEB, while output voltage, so output voltage is here VEC or VCE, it is constant. While plotting output characteristics, we use output current IC and output voltage VCE, while input current IB is kept constant. So in this way we obtain characteristic curve in common base and common emitter concept. Now let us talk about how a transistor is used as an amplifier. So we can see that a device which increases the amplitude of input signal is known as amplifier. So amplifier, it's clear by its name itself that amplifier is basically used to amplify the input signals. So input signal is amplified by this device. So we can clearly see by this schematic that if this is the input signal and this passes through an amplified circuit, then its amplitude is increased. Its amplitude is increased. the transistor can be used as an amplifier in the following three configurations. So again, in amplifier circuit we can use common base, common emitter and common collector configuration. So we can see by these diagrams here, in common emitter input signal is connected and we obtain output signal at the ends of load resistance. So either it is PNP or NPN transistor, we can plot it. Now let us compare parameters of CE and CB configuration in amplifier circuit. So here we talk about amplification either in current, in voltage or in power. So three types of amplification can be obtained in either circuit, either it is CB or CE configuration. So let us talk about CB. In CB configuration, current gain is represented by alpha. Current gain is represented by alpha, and alpha is simply denoted as output current. So simple concept of current gain, either it is CB configuration or CE configuration, keep in mind output current with respect to input current. Output current with respect to input current. So if we talk about CB configuration, then here output current is IC and input current is IE. So we can say change in output current with respect to change in input current. So we can say alpha is IC upon IE, or you can say in form of change del IC upon del IE. So this is the current gain in case of CB configuration. Similarly, if we talk about current gain in CE configuration, then in CE configuration concept is again similar. This is the general formula, output current with respect to input current. So in case of CE amplifier, we know that input current is base current IB and output current is collector current. So again, beta is equal to IC upon IB, or we can say del IC upon del IB. So this is the concept of current. So we can see it is in form of DC, means constant value. This is in case of dynamic values, means AC. Now, if we talk about current gain in case of CB configuration, then it is always less than 1. It is always less than 1. Why? Because here it is ratio of IC and IE, and we know that concentration of current in emitter region is greater than concentration of current in collector region. It means always IE is greater than IC. So if IE is greater than IC, then alpha is always less than 1. So keep in mind alpha is always less than 1 in all conditions. Generally it is considered that it is equal to 0.95 to 0.99. While if we talk about value of beta, then we can say that it is IC upon IB, and IC is much greater than IB. So as we have discussed earlier that almost 5% current flows in base region. So IC is greater than IB, hence we can say that beta is greater than 1. Generally its value is between 15 and 20. Generally its value is between 15 and 20. Similarly, if we talk about voltage gain, then voltage gain is also output voltage with respect to input voltage. So in case of common base configuration, output voltage is VEC. In common base it is VEB upon VCE, or we can say output voltage upon input voltage. So if we talk about output voltage, then V is equal to IR. We can use V is equal to IR. So output current is taken as IC, and output resistance is load resistance divided by input current, which is IE, and input resistance, which is RI. So here we can say IC upon IE as alpha. So voltage gain is equal to alpha into RL upon RI. So this is the general concept of voltage gain. Similarly, if we talk about voltage gain in CE configuration, common emitter configuration, then again we will use the same concept, output voltage upon input voltage. Here output voltage is acquired at the ends of load resistance, which is RL, while current is again IC, so it is ICRL upon base voltage. Base voltage is due to base current, so here in common emitter input is base current, which is IB, and input resistance is, let us say, IRI. So IC upon IB is again current gain, which is represented by beta. So AV is equal to beta into RL upon RI. So this way we talk about current gain and voltage gain in CB and CE configuration. Similarly, we talk about power gain also. So in case of CB configuration, again power gain means AP. AP is equal to, either we can say output power with respect to input power, or we can use relation VOIC, P is equal to VI. So PO is equal to VOIC upon, here we will use VI into IE. So VO upon VI is known as voltage gain, while IC upon IE is known as current gain. So again AP is equal to alpha into AV. So these are the relations which are widely used in numericals of transistor. Similarly, in case of CE configuration, we again use this relation. In case of power gain, we talk about beta square. Beta square is simply square of current gain into resistance gain, means RL upon RI. So we can also say that power gain is equal to current gain in either configuration. This is the general relation. Current gain square into RL upon RI, load resistance upon input resistance. So this relation can be used for power gain. Now let us talk about relation between alpha and beta. So here we know that alpha is equal to IC upon IE and beta is equal to IC upon IB. IC upon IB. So, and another relation we know that IE is equal to IC plus IB. So by using these three relations, we can establish relation between alpha and beta, which is beta is equal to alpha upon 1 minus alpha, or alpha is equal to beta upon 1 plus beta. This is also used to calculate different values in given numericals. Now let us talk about comparison between CB, CE and CC amplifier. So if we talk about input resistance, then in case of common base, input resistance is very low, almost 50 to 200, because in this situation input current. So if we talk about input current, then no need to memorize, simply keep in mind that in case of common base, input current is IE, in case of CE, input current is IB. So here we can say that as emitter current is high, so resistance will be low. Base current is poor, so we can say that its resistance is medium, while case of CC, resistance is high. So these are the relations which can be remembered on the basis of current. Similarly, if we talk about output resistance, then output resistance in case of CB configuration is high, in case of CE configuration it is low, or you can say medium, while in case of CC, common collector configuration, it is very low in orders of kilo ohm. Current gain, so current gain is high in case of CE and CC configuration with respect to CB, because in CB configuration we have seen that current gain is alpha, and which is always less than 1, Similarly, voltage gain, so voltage gain is also medium in case of common base configuration, while it is maximum in case of common emitter, and again low for common collector configuration. Similarly, power gain, again power gain is obtained in terms of voltage gain and current gain. So in their aspect we can say that in common base configuration it is in medium order, In common emitter configuration it is high, and in case of common collector it is low. Now in case of phase difference, so in case of phase difference between input and output voltage, so in case of CB configuration, input and output voltage are in same phase, and in case of CE configuration, input and output voltages are in opposite phase. So in case of CB and CC, input voltage and output voltage are in similar phase. It means there is no phase difference. Phase difference is 0. While in case of CE configuration, input and output voltages are in opposite phase. Opposite phase means phase difference is 180 degree. CB configuration is generally used. CB configuration is generally used as current amplification. CE configuration is generally used as power configuration, and common collector configuration is generally used as voltage amplification. So students, that's it from transistors. So today we have discussed what is a transistor, how many types of transistors are there, and what are their operations and different uses. So that's it from transistor. In next lecture we will discuss about pattern of questions from this semiconductor electronics. So thank you students for watching the video. We will meet in next video with our question answering section. Thank you.